So I went looking for some venture capital. And I ran across one venture capitalist named Don Valentine who came over to the garage, and he later said I looked like a renegade from the human race. He wasn't willing to invest in us, but he recommended Mike Markkula. Mike said, okay, I'll invest after a few weeks. And I said, no, we don't want your money, we want you. So we convinced Mike to actually throw in with us as an equal partner.
Two guys over in Los Altos that could really use your help. I was retired. I was 32. I went over and talked to the boys. Two of them did not make a good impression on me. The business plan said that with $142,000, we could be cash flow positive in 9 months. And I came to a conclusion that we could build a Fortune 500 company in less than 5 years. I said I'd put up the money that was needed.
Wow. Steve's proposed that Ron would have 10%, so that if Steve and I disagreed about something, Ron could resolve it. And then what happened was we got this order out of thin air to build computer boards with parts on them and sell them for $500 each. A $50,000 order. We don't get paid. Who owes the money on the parts? Well, it turns out that Steve Jobs had zero bank account. I had zero bank account. Ron Wayne, all of his money would be at stake. So he was taking the 100% of the financial risk for 10% of the company, and it was too flaky, and he sold out.
I'm most known by most people as a co-founder of the Apple Computer Company. I typed up the contract, and we signed the 3 copies. 12 days later, I had my name taken off the contract.
Today, we're introducing an iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device, and we are calling it iPhone.
We just released our finest creation, the Macintosh, a year earlier, and I just turned 30. And then I got fired. How can you get fired from a company you started? Well, as Apple grew, we hired someone who I thought was very talented to run the company with me. And for the first year or so, things went well. But then our visions of the future began to diverge, and eventually we had a falling out. When we did, our board of directors sided with him. And so at 30, I was out, and very publicly out. But it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. During the next 5 years, I started a company named Next, another company named Pixar, and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. Pixar went on to create the world's first computer-animated feature film, Toy Story, and is now the most successful animation studio in the world. In a remarkable